Late Night with the Devil. A cursed broadcast introduction. The broadcast that shouldn't have happened. The year is 1977, a golden era for television. Every night, millions tune in to watch their favorite talk shows. Among them is Jack Delroy, the smooth-talking, charismatic host of Night Owls, a late-night show that once rivaled Johnny Carson's The Tonight Show. But things have changed. After the tragic death of his wife, Madeline, and declining ratings, Jack is desperate. Sponsors are pulling out, and executives are considering canceling the show. He needs a breakthrough. Something shocking, something unforgettable, to make Night Owls the most talked-about show in America again. For his Halloween special, Jack decides to do something no late-night host has ever attempted: a live paranormal experiment. He gathers a panel of guests, each one connected to the supernatural. But his biggest attraction is a mystery guest, a young girl named Lily, the sole survivor of a satanic mass suicide orchestrated by the infamous cult, the Church of the Fallen. Jack believes this episode will change his life forever. He is right, but not in the way he expects. The show begins. The Halloween special opens like any other episode: Jack's charming monologue, a cheering audience, and the glitzy theme music. The set is decorated with pumpkins, candles, and eerie lighting, creating a spooky but playful atmosphere. The night's lineup of guests includes Dr. June Ross, a renowned psychologist and paranormal investigator who believes the supernatural is real; Carmichael Haig, a famous skeptic, known for debunking ghost stories and ridiculing believers; Lily, a 13-year-old girl who was found in the woods, covered in blood after a mass suicide ritual. As the interviews progress, something feels off. The cameras flicker, the audio glitches unexpectedly, and the audience members shiver, feeling an unseen presence. But Jack ignores these issues, chalking them up to technical malfunctions. Then, Lily enters the stage. She is small, pale, and unsettlingly silent. Her dark eyes seem to absorb the light, and the air around her feels heavy and wrong. When Jack tries to comfort her, she speaks in a monotone whisper, her words chilling the room. "They're still here." Jack laughs nervously. "Who, sweetheart?" "The ones who never left." The lights flicker violently, the temperature drops, and then Lily begins to speak in voices that are not her own. The possession. Dr. Ross watches in horror as Lily twists unnaturally in her chair, her small body convulsing like a puppet on invisible strings. The audience gasps as a low guttural growl emerges from her throat, too deep for a child. Carmichael scoffs. "Nice trick. What is this, some ventriloquist act?" Lily turns her head toward him in a way no human should be able to. Her face stretches into an unnatural grin. "You don't believe, do you, Carmichael?" Carmichael leans forward. Not for a second. Lily opens her mouth, wider than humanly possible, and lets out a piercing, unearthly scream. Every single light in the studio explodes at once. The live broadcast glitches, showing distorted static mixed with horrifying split-second images. A blackened figure standing behind the audience, a woman's face screaming in the darkness. Jack's wife, Madeline, dead, her mouth open in terror. The audience starts panicking. The teleprompters flash random words: "Let him in, let him in, let him in." Jack grabs Lily's shoulders, shaking her. "Lily, stop this, what's happening?" She leans in close, her eyes completely black now. "You invited him, Jack. He's here." The devil takes over. The studio plunges into chaos. Audience members scream and run toward the exits, but the doors will not open. The cameras keep rolling, broadcasting everything live. Dr. Ross tries to exorcise the demon, reciting Latin prayers, but Lily just laughs, a deep, echoing, unnatural sound. "He doesn't fear your words, he wrote them." Suddenly, Carmichael screams, his body twisting in ways bones shouldn't allow. His mouth stretches open, wider and wider, until his jaw snaps completely off. The cameras catch everything. Jack is frozen in terror, his mind barely processing the horror unfolding around him. He looks into the camera, his face pale and drenched in sweat. Someone cut the feed. But the producers are gone. The crew is missing. The only thing left is the unholy broadcast. Still live, still reaching millions of homes across America. Lily rises from her chair. Her feet aren't touching the ground anymore. "The show must go on, Jack." The camera zooms in on Jack's face as his eyes fill with tears. The last thing America sees before the feed cuts to static is his mouth opening in a silent scream. And then, black. The lost broadcast. For exactly 66 seconds, television screens across America go completely dark. Viewers report strange occurrences, phones ringing with no one on the other end, TVs turning on by themselves, a deep voice whispering from the speakers. "We are here." When the feed returns, everything is gone. The audience seats are empty. Dr. Ross is missing. Carmichael's chair is drenched in blood, but his body is gone. Jack is sitting alone, staring into the camera, completely motionless. A low static hum fills the silence. Jack's lips move slightly, muttering something, but the audio is gone. Then, the studio lights cut out, and the broadcast ends. The next morning, police arrive at the studio. What they find is inexplicable. The entire audience is missing. No trace of them is ever found. Jack Delroy is alive, but catatonic, unable to speak. The producers and camera crew are gone, as if they were never there. Carmichael's body is found in his home, but footage proves he never left the studio. Lily is never seen again. The network erases all copies of the broadcast, but rumors spread that a single VHS tape still exists. Those who watch it at exactly midnight report strange whispers behind them, and in some cases, they disappear. The last words ever spoken by Jack Delroy before he lost his mind: "We let the devil in." And he never left. The broadcast that refuses to die decades have passed since that fateful Halloween night in 1977. The Night Owl studio has been abandoned, left to rot under layers of dust and time. The network buried the incident, silencing anyone who dared to dig too deep. But urban legends have a way of surviving. There are whispers about the lost tape, a cursed VHS recording of the final broadcast. Some say it was found in the rubble of the studio before it was shut down. Others claim it was stolen from the network archives. Whatever the truth, one thing is certain: people have watched it, and they have paid the price. The VHS tape, a gateway to something else. The first known case surfaces in 1989. A college student named Mark Reynolds, obsessed with urban legends, finds a dusty VHS at a flea market labeled Night Owl's Final Episode. Thinking it's a rare collector's item, he brings it home. That night, his roommates hear the TV blaring static at full volume. When they enter his room, Mark is gone. The tape is still playing, frozen on a frame of Jack Delroy's wide, silent scream. The screen flickers, and for a split second, a shadow moves in the reflection. Mark Reynolds is never seen again. This is only the beginning. Through the 1990s and early 2000s, similar cases emerge. 1996. A journalist investigating the story finds a copy of the tape in an abandoned storage unit. Hours later, his wife finds him muttering in the dark, his eyes fixed on the static-filled screen. When she touches him, he collapses into a pile of ash. 2003. A bootleg copy of the tape surfaces on the dark web. A hacker, curious to uncover the mystery, live streams himself watching it. His viewers report that, halfway through, his camera glitches, showing someone standing behind him, someone who wasn't there before. The stream ends abruptly. He is never heard from again. By 2010, the tape has taken on an almost mythical status. People claim it's not just a recording, it's a ritual. Watching it invites something into your home, something you cannot get rid of. The return of Jack Delroy. Then, in 2023, a new mystery emerges. A YouTube channel called Dead Air Archives uploads a restored version of the lost episode. Within hours, it amasses millions of views. The video starts normally, Jack Delroy's monologue, the introduction of guests, but at exactly 13 minutes and 6 seconds, the screen distorts. A new scene appears, one that was never in the original reports. Jack Delroy is alive, but he looks different. His skin is gray, stretched too tightly over his skull, his eyes are completely black, and when he speaks, his voice is layered with something deeper. Something inhuman. "We're still here." Then, the video vanishes. The channel is deleted. Those who saw it report strange occurrences, unexplained whispers in their homes, their TVs turning on by themselves, always to static, the sound of distant applause when no one is around. Some receive phone calls from disconnected numbers. The only sound on the line? Heavy breathing. Then, one by one, the viewers begin to disappear. The final broadcast. Coming soon? In 2025, the Night Owl studio is demolished. But on the night of the demolition, a signal hijacks a local TV station. For exactly 66 seconds, the final episode of Night Owls airs once more. Jack Delroy, gaunt and grinning, stares directly into the camera. Ladies and gentlemen, We're coming back. Then static. The station's engineers never find the source of the signal. And somewhere in the dark corners of the internet, a new link appears. Night Owls, Halloween Special 2025, live broadcast. Coming soon. Some believe it's a hoax, others aren't so sure. But one thing is certain, the show must go on.